Great.
Is that better? Can people hear me out there? Yes? Okay. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's quiet down, okay? We're going to get started. Welcome to Mystic Mountain. Okay. If you need anything tonight, we have Victor. Victor, raise your hand. Okay. He will help you out with your needs. If you need something to drink or need help just moving around. Okay. There's also another room over here, a little bit more space. If you want to sit. Is that bad? Okay. So basically, I'll tell you a little bit how the evening is going to function. I'll give a little intro. And then we'll hear a little bit from Shana. We'll hear from Shana. Let's try to keep it quiet by the bar. Just talk quietly. Ilan will give a little introduction. And then we've taken, a lot of people sent in questions, concerns, comments, topics for discussion. We took all of that and organized them into a few categories, and we're trying to focus down people's concerns, main concerns, and believe me, there was a lot of common concerns and topics between everybody. So we basically whittled it down to some main topics and questions, which we'll pose to Ilan. He'll respond, and after each little section, we'll have an opportunity for maybe one question from the audience regarding what he just said. And please, and we have a wireless microphone if you can't be heard, please try not to speak unless you have the magic talking stick right here, okay? Try to remain calm, okay? We're all friends here, right? Thank you. Be respectful. Other people come out tonight. Show some respect to the mayor. And I think that, first of all, I want to thank you for coming. We're an interesting community, what we call the Anglo community of Tzfat, right? Some people think we all think the same thing, which is not true at all. Okay, I've heard you people think this, you people think that. We all know that's not true, but I think that something that is in common with all of us here is, first of all, our perspective. Okay, we all come from somewhere else, and I think that in itself has a lot to offer Tzfat, perspective of the rest of the world, how things could be different, how things might look different. There's a lot of expertise among this community, people through all kinds of professions, education, and experience that could be very helpful in moving our city forward in many different directions. And experience. All of us have had a lot of different experiences, younger to older people, and I think we have a lot to offer the community here in sharing that. So I'm going to introduce Shana Rayberg Paquin right now, who is, if you don't know, is actually running on the Israel Beitenu ticket, right? The Ilan ticket, Lamed, okay? So if they get enough votes, our own dear Shana will be in the city council. Talk about protecting right there. Without further ado, Shana.
Hi, welcome everybody. Wow, it's so exciting to see this room so full. So some of you may remember a couple months ago, maybe around July or so, I started asking some of you, do you know what's going on with elections? And it's election year, right? Like, who are you voting for? Who's there to vote for? What are the issues? What are the platforms? And nobody could tell me anything. So I started digging, and I started researching, and I started meeting with candidates and interviewing and translating and compiling. and a whole mess of things. And then finally I said, Andy, I want to have an event. And there was like a think tank going on here. We said, we want to have like a big town hall style event, right? Get all the candidates up here in front, ask them all the questions, make a big debate. We invited Ilan, he's like, yeah, sure, I'll come. We invited Shuki, he said, nope, I won't be there with Ilan. So in the end, every candidate is doing their own event all around the city. And we're very happy to have Ilan with us tonight to come and speak in English to us about issues that are weighing on our hearts. So I've just noticed for a long time in Tzfat family group, certain issues tend to come up again, and then come up again. And we talk about them amongst ourselves, but I think that we haven't had the right tools or knowledge of how to talk to the right person to really get things done that we want done. And we do come from a lot of different backgrounds. We have religious and secular and everybody in between and all around. And we have families with young children, and we have retired grandparents, and we have everything in between. And so our needs are so diverse. But as Andy said, we do come from a similar perspective, have certain ideals that we have in common. And so my goal is to really help us organize our voices and help make the changes that we want to see in this town. And I found Ilan to be the most willing and cooperative partner in this venture, and so I'm really happy when he invited me to run on his list. At first I was like, whoa, politics. I'm getting even deeper into politics, and I never like politics, I have to tell you. Community organizing, I can do that. I volunteer for a women's crisis center, I raise money for different nonprofits. My family, my husband, my children and I, we do scout cleanup days. In fact, we promised another one after the high holidays and we haven't forgotten. We're going to post it in a couple days when the next date is. So I hope you guys can come out and join us for that. I won't take any more of your time because I know you came to hear Ilan. So without further ado, the Mayor of Tzfat, Ilan Shochat.
And I need to sit here, but I can ask you something that I want my wife to be with me, because all my bad English is because my wife.
No, I'm not taking the blame for that one. So, if you can hear a little bit of my accent, I grew up in the States, was really born, I grew up in Seattle, Washington. So I'm Sivan, nice to meet you all. The mayor's wife.
Can you bring me a tower?
The first lady. First lady. The first lady.
Yeah, but
I've been trying to get it.
I saw you listen.
so I introduce myself. When Shana tell me that I need to speak English, I take the challenge, and I hope that you understand me. If it's some words that I don't understand and I don't find, Sivan can help me. I know that you know about me some things. You know, I'm the mayor in the last 10 years. But before you asking all the questions, I want to say something. I know that after 10 years, all what I say here, you expect more. Because 10 years, it's a long time for a mayor. And we speak about it. What is 10 years in Tzfat? And what is the 10 years in Tzfat? It's like 100 years in Seattle. In Chicago, the windy city. I want to tell you one thing that you need to remember. Before all the question and before all the... I see what you're going to ask. I see, I make homework. Shana helped me to see what's going to happen, and I know most of the thing, I feel it. But before we start, I want to take 5 minutes and tell you that as I am a mayor today, and you can ask questions about a lot of things, you need to remember how it was before 10 years. I don't know how much of you was here before 10 years. And I know some faces that is very new, but I give you a picture of Tzfat before 10 years. Before 10 years, when I elected to be a mayor, in the age of 34, a young boy with black hair and less 10 kilograms, Tzfat was after War Lebanon II. After the War Lebanon II, what's happening is all the cities in this area make a leapfrog. They raise money, the government put money inside. And here in Tzfat, nobody know what to do. And Tzfat fall down, and all the cities grow up around us. This is the first thing that happened. Second, I find a municipality that was collapsed. It was a deficit of 19 million shekel to the long term, and 32 million shekel in the regular budget. And nobody of the work in the municipality, when I get inside to my office, I send an email. I say, good morning to all the workers of the municipality. This is the mayor of Tzfat. Please, who get his email, come back for me. Call me back. Reply. I have 350 workers. How much come back to say, hey mayor, I read your email?
0.
No, not 0.
5.
Oh, you are very pessimist. You're in the picture, you're in a good picture. 40, 50, and 2 days after that they send the details inside the title, not inside it was a rumor that the mayor sent email in the building, so send it back. That what was in the municipality. And I have a controller from the government that I cannot sign on a check to buy a bottle of Coca-Cola. If I want to buy a bottle of Coca-Cola, I need 3 signatures. My signature, the budget man, and the controller from the government. For you're elected to be a mayor, you think that, by the way, the mayor in Israel is not like mayor in the States. It's a different power. We have less power than in the States. We need to understand that. So you cannot do nothing without the government. You cannot decide anything without the government. People choose you to make the change, but they put your hand with the chain, and you can move. And another thing that in Israel you need to know, that when a mayor elected, it's not like in the States, that when a president elected, 3,000 people from the White House put their box on the table, put all the things inside, take it, and go from the White House, and 3,000 get inside. In Israel, it's not illegal to do that. What they do in Israel, they change the mayor. You can bring with you a driver, a secretary, and a CEO of the municipality. Three person you can bring with you. All the list, you cannot do nothing. You cannot fire it. You cannot go outside. You have the Istadrut. You have the government. So it's like a football team that lose all the time, and they change only the coach. You need the same players to win, not to win, to bring in the best league. And in Israel, it's a problem. Also, the budget man is not yours. The law advisor is not yours. The education minister and the education department, not yours. So all the workers in the municipality, now I'm running from house to the building. They sit and relax. They change the mayor all the time. Ilan go, we bring another mayor. He go. If they know that when I go home and I'm not elected, they also go home and not elected, believe me, all the questions that you have here, especially about the clean side, and I speak about it, it will be different. So you need to understand that when you get inside to this situation, what happened in the last 5 years is to cut the deficit. I fired 40 workers, 40 workers. And I have agreement with the government that I don't collect head by head. You know, when I fired someone, I need to bring someone. So I say no. I fired 14, and I don't get hired 40 because I need to save money. It's a salary. So I fired 40 workers. I changed all the tenders in the municipality. I changed the tender of the garbage. I changed the tender of the garden. You need to know that I cut a lot of money for the municipality. I changed the light. Today you see a LED. It's more green light, LED. And I change and I go to the States. Me and Sivan, we go to New York about 5-6 times, and I bring $7 million from donors from New York, from the Federation of New York, from Palm Beach, from the owner of Bed Bath & Beyond. We find people from everywhere that love Tzfat, and we start to bring money from outside. Because if you need to survive in city like Tzfat and to be support from the government, they take care that your nose is on the water. You don't fall down and you don't get float. The nose on the water. This is what the government give you. If you want to go up, you need to bring money, you need to think out of the box, you need to make a process. With who? With people that don't know how to send email. Okay? I give you a little example. You're laughing, but I know it's laughing. I give you a little example. I bring a CO that is a chief in the army. He was colonel. I bring him to Tzfat from Golani. You know what's Golani? Golani is the best soldier in the army of Israel. He was the chief of Golani. I bring him, not from Tzfat. I say if I want to make a leapfrog, I need to bring someone from out of the city, that he don't know anybody, to be tough. And he come and say, yeah, I'm from Golani, Ilan, you, me and you together, let's change, let's say, okay. In the municipality, I have a person that is charged on all the projects. Okay? So I need to make a meeting with the guy that charged on the project, and to know him, the CEO, the new CEO from Golani. And I was scared what's happened, that God meet the Israel in the Sinai mountain. It was like 2 accident of people. So I speak with the manager of project. I tell him, listen, this is the CEO, he comes from Golani, he's a very colonel, respect him, listen to him. Say, okay, no problem, give him to me. And I tell to the CEO, listen, this is the manager of the project, he's not so clever, you know, we need to work with him. He don't know all the things, but be soft with him. We want to work together, we want to continue, he has a good motivation, look on the good side. So they made, they closed the door and they made, and everybody with the hair on the door to see what's happened there. And after 20 minutes, the manager of the project from the municipality go outside from the room, and I tell them, what you do, where you go? You say, Ilan, you bring a very good person, Achla Gever. You know what's Achla Gever? Achla CO you bring. I say, why you say that? He say, give me 5 minutes and I come back. I say, where are you going? He say, 5 minutes and I come back. I say, what's happening here? Why you go outside and say, Achla Mankal, Achla CO? I get inside to the room and I tell to the CEO, what's happening here? Why you go outside? He say, I don't know. I sit in front of him and I tell him, tell me about yourself, tell me about the project. He tell me about 20 minutes what we do, what the project. And I ask him, okay guy, I don't want to say the name of the person. Next time, I'm the CEO, next time when you come to me, to meet me, and to have a meeting with me, bring Excel with you. Okay? I say, okay, so what's happened? And then he come, get up and go outside. I say, where you go? I say, I don't know. So I take the phone, and I make a phone to the guy that go outside. I say, where are you? He say, Ilan, the CEO tell me, don't get inside to my office until you don't bring the Excel. I said, so what are you going to do? He said, I buy a Red Bull and Excel from the canteen down there. You know, Red Bull and vodka. Excel, you know Excel, the Excel, energy drink. He asked him to bring Excel, it's a PowerPoint and a computer program. And he thinks that Excel is the drink that you need to drink before the good time, before the meeting. It's real, it's not a joke. It's to give you example, perspective, what's happened here before 10 years. Nobody of the government want to speak with us. Tzfat was very neglected. Projects, money outside, a lot of problem. And my job was to, you know, it's like a ship that's going down. And all the time, and all the mayor, they put a color on the bending. But my job is to close the holes on the ship and fluid. So it was a very fluid wing? Floated. So it was a very, it's taken a lot of energy. And what you see today, it's a miracle. Today you can see the Faculty of Medicine that I bring. You can see Factory of Bagel process. You can see that the budget is zero. Not zero, we don't have budget, but balance. It's 10 years that the workers of the municipality, every 10 in the month, get a salary on time. Exactly on time. They say, Ilan, we never know if you get a salary or no. After 1 month, after 2 months, every 10 to the Chodesh, they get a salary. We balance. I find 19 million shekel forward, 15 years forward to pay, that all the mayor before me take loans and say to the next 20, the next mayor paid. I stop it and I pay everything and I bring money from donors and I build things and the Galalon culture, what you see today is very, but it was neglected. The chair was broken, the stage was with the termites. In the middle of the show, all the lights fall down on the stage. In a miracle, nobody died there. We don't have a swimming pool in that time. The street, if you want to speak about clean, the street was disaster. Today, we have a lot of what to do. If you ask the question, I tell you what we're going to do, what we do and what we're going to do. The education in Tzfat. All the children of Tzfat, most of them, the clever, the best, run away from the city. I give you a little example. Today, our 3 high schools are the best high schools in the country of Israel, of 250 best schools in Israel. Today, Tzfat is #1 of women that go to the army to be officers. #1 in Israel. And our school, in the beginning, it was only 600 children in Rav Trumi High School, 600. Today we are 1,200. The unemployment was 17% before 10 years.
17.
17. 17 before 10 years. Today we are 6. So I have a lot of information to tell you that happened inside the office, inside the program, inside the vision, inside the tourism, inside the numbers. And I know that people see only what they see in their eyes. It's a garbage and a traffic problem and all the things that we're going to answer now. But please, you need to know that it was very hard work before and also today. And all the other candidates, you don't see them, you don't find them, and if you find them against you to stop the government to come here, to stop minister to come here. They try everything. Also go to the police and say stories about me. And it's taken me 2 years to clean my name, and now I'm clean, as you know. I hope that you know. That it's, so all these things stop the train, all these things shock the system, all these things don't help to see the results. But today we can say, I can look back in the back and to see where we was before 10 years and where we are today. And this meeting is what we're going to do in the future. So it was 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Okay?
Okay, thanks. That was actually, well, answered about a lot of my questions in advance, which was basically, what are your challenges? What are your challenges? What's preventing you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish? Let's move forward a little bit. Talk about your priorities for the next 5 years or 10 years for the future, okay? And I think you gave a very good picture of what's going on in the area. I think just from myself and from talking to a lot of people, we actually kind of have no idea what's going on in the area. You can call, and I'm sure many people have a similar experience, calling Mayoral Elections. It's definitely better than it used to be, no question, but still it sometimes feels like whatever you're saying just goes into a hole somewhere and disappears. Or sometimes dealing with people at the area, like you said, you talk to people and they're literally rude to you and treat you like crap.
Like Trump?
No, like Trump might treat you like crap. Very good. Okay. Let's not go there. Exactly. Let's move forward. I get distracted. So let's and yes, we see. For example, I walk out of my house. I took a walk on Shabbat. I know Ilan is coming. I want to get a perspective of what's going on in town. It's dirty. We all know that. How are we gonna deal with this? Okay. Just me. How are you gonna? What? Give us a better picture. Like I said, first of all, your priorities for the next few years. What's going on in the area? How you're going to make it happen, and how you can make the area, what's going on, more transparent. Okay. So more freedom of information flow, so people know what's happening at one level, and also can contribute. Either what problems are or ideas on how to make things better. Okay?
Wait, before you start, can I just thank you so much for all the work that you did?
I want to say thank you for the playground, because I was part of a lot of Hafkadah for the playground and years ago, and we really didn't, we know what it was before you came.
Oh, thank you.
And there are a lot of people here that know what it was before you came, and we really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
And we continue. I say a few words about it. So, I want to. I will say that we have elephant in the room. You know, this meeting we have elephant in the room. Let's speak about the elephant. Let's speak about clean the city. Okay, the problem of the cleaning. Clean city. It's something that depends on three things. One, a responsibility and culture of the citizens. Second, responsibility and controller and all what you say of the municipality. And three, it's a problem of budget. The budget. Why I say budget? Budget is a big name in all the game. You know, Moses come from Mount Sinai with 2 Luchot HaBrit and 10 commandments. 10 commandments. What is the 11 commandments? Budget. Where is the money to do all that? So, before 10 years, we don't have 106. Remember, before 10 years, it's not 106 was 2 secretary that sitting in the building of the municipality, and if they know you, they answer, And if you have problem, you know Yuda from the Chashmal. Yuda is my friend from the Chashmal. I speak with Yuda from the Chashmal. It's not 106. I build the 106. I take a company, all the phone that you make is not from Tzfat. It's from Kfar Tavor, a personal secretary. They sit there. When you make 106, I have in my computer, I see in my office, because the problem with the worker in the municipality, it's when you ask them, what do you do today? To who you answer? And where you going to do that? They collapsed. So I see in my computer what's happened. So and this is the one thing, I built the 106, all the system that when you make a call, they know to see it's a green, yellow or red. Immediately, it's take a time or it's a big project. And then what I do, I cut the city for quarter. I understand that with the system of the municipality, if I give all the city for one person, nobody know what to do. So I take Ramat Razim, Menachem Begin, Nov Kinneret, one manager. The old city, one manager. The Darom, one manager. Quarter. By the way, I change all the system and I build it a quarter, not for a regular day, also for emergency situation. So I know every time what's happening in each quarter. So when the 106 gets the phone, they go to the responsibility on the quarter. What's the problem? I bring also, I'm not so clever and I don't know everything. By the way, I have MA in managing of municipalities in University of Haifa. We are only 4 mayors in Israel that we have MA how to be a mayor. Okay? I have, I'm a mayor legally. With the teuda. With license. So, I have MA, but I know that the clever is not in my hand. I bring a company and I ask him a question. Tell me please. I cut the city to quarter. And I put a manager in each quarter. Make a research in the city. See the garbage, see the hills, see the tzfifut, see the old city, see all the problem. Tell me, under each Menael Rova, manager of quarter, how many workers you need that this quarter will be clean? So I pay money for this company. They come, they see, they have counter, they see. They was here about 3 weeks. In the end of the day, they give me a report and they say, dear mayor, if you want that the city will be clean, you need in the old city a manager with 30 workers. Only in the old city. Every alley, every street to clean, to be. I say, okay. Neve Oranim, Ramat Razim, and all the new neighborhoods, also 25. Darom, you need 70 workers on Darom. 70.
Because people throw garbage out their windows. That's why.
We speak now about the system. After that, I speak about the people. I know what you say. We are only in paragraph 1. I want to, after he give me all the reports, I want to tell you one detail. You remember that I fired 40 and I cannot collect anybody. Most of the people that I fired, they was from the garbage side. Because all of them, not all of them, we don't make a lashon hara, but people in the municipality, if you are a manager, it's because you have a family of 200 people can vote to the mayor. If you are a vice manager, you have only 100 people because you need to vote to the mayor. All the cleaning people that take the paper from the ground and put it on the garbage, all of them, someone without kidney, one cannot see nothing, the second go and fall down, the third, he have a back, he cannot do. So all the people that work, they don't work, they get salary and you don't see the result. So yeah, and to tell you that you want to hear the number, how much people we have in the municipality that take the garbage from the ground and put it on the 45 to all the city. 45. So what you see today that is clean, we have area that clean, medium, and very dirty. But what you see today is a miracle. Because the company that said it tell me only to the old city you need 13. In all the city I have 42, 45. So from the beginning it's not fair game to clean this city, and the city make more large. And the city we start to work with tourism. We open 200 Zimmer in the old city, in all the area. More people coming, more garbage. Second משמרת. afternoon, בין הזמנים, klezmerim, shavuot, Rosh Hashanah, ימים נוראים, Tzfat, we make a big campaign in all the world about Tzfat, but in the other side, we don't grow up with the budget in the infrastructure. So you need to be Superman. So what I do, I buy 4 trucks that take the garbage, you know, like my mazleg, you know, it looks like that. You do that? Okay? Before 10 years, it was only one that starts from the Darom, walk on the street, he say garbage, he say canteen and solid binyan, building things, take it. In the end of the week, they come to Nov Kinneret and then come down from Sunday. Today I have 4 trucks because it saves people. It's not save people. It's one truck is like 10 workers. You understand what I say? So when I don't have an opportunity to collect people, I put money on machine, hire machine. So I take hire people. Sorry, because that's your need me.
I'm trying.
So another thing that I start to do, I change all the system of the garbage contain. You see now under the ground that we put it מוטמנים. איך זה נקרא? Underground. Why? Because the frogs, the ugly frogs, you know frogs, I call them frogs, the green. What's happened? People open it in the middle, you put all the garbage in one side, half of them is empty, children throwing from that side, and after one day, it's look ugly, you need to paint it all the time. So I start to work under the ground contain. Why? The gravity put all the garbage down. I have inside the container, I have indicator. It's connected to plasma that I know if it's empty, if it's not in everybody, the religious throw them outside because it's working Shabbat when you put the garbage. So now I need to find another chip how to do that. So I know if it's dirty, I know if it's full, and I know only the humidity. Humidity. It's the best technology. Nobody in the area do that. Now after Tzfat, everybody do that. It's a project of 10 million shekel. 10 million shekel. We start with Knan, Shonat Knan. We start with Maor Chaim that all the religious are there. Today we work in Akbara, and in the end of the day we finish all Tzfat. So this is another change that we make. Also, in the first time in Tzfat, we bring recycling. What you see today, the orange, the blue, the bottles, it's not was. We was like a city in the 60s, and I bring it, and it's not only to put the contain on the road. Only I get inside to the schools to teach the children. It's come with education, in the religious, and now I know if it's work. When I'm sitting in my house and I read the newspaper. My son come, take the newspaper in the middle of the day, I say, what do you do? He say, we need to recycle the papers. I say, yeah, but let father read it in the end. So I know the system is work. And when I get a phone that where is the content of the bottles from the Haredi, it's a good souvenir for me. I know that the system works. It's get inside to everybody. So we don't finish. And I want to tell you a thing. The most of the problem of the clean is in the old city and in the Midrachov. And in the Darom street, because they are very old neighborhood, the population change. It's a lot of old people there, and they don't have the power to organize. You know, I have a wonderful building in Herzl, in the Darom, that the people come together and they say, let's put a little money and take responsibility about 10 meters on our neighborhood. 10 meters. By the way, by the law, 10 meters around the building is the building responsibility. It's not my problem. But no, they sitting. Hello, 106, come to clean. They throw the garbage from the window. My workers say we don't want to work there because people throwing garbage on the head. And I find one, and I cannot put a surveillance to stand on the building and to say who do that. I ask them who do that, nobody want to say. So I open the garbage and I see the dress and I see from the mail something from drugs, things to know who is belong. And I take him to the judge and 600 shekels found, 600 shekel fine. I can give you a report that in the last 5 years how much money I make from report. And in all the books that I read, by the way, I read the book of Giuliani of New York, The Broken Window Theory. I read everything. It's not working Tzfat. It's not working Tzfat. But today we are in a different position. I want to go to if you take the Midrachov, all the black floor in the Midrachov. You walk in the Midrachov, it's looking garbage. Why? Because the mayor before me, he want to make a politic, and he want to make a new Midrachov. Okay, when you make a new Midrachov, two big mistakes. One, when it's called Midrachov, you need to think what good to the people that walk on the street, and don't think what good to the driver that drive inside. So the road in the Midrachov is very wide, it's not professional, it's not proportional. I have a program. It's going to cost 10 million shekel, and by the way, I have the money from the tourism minister. I'm going to cut the road of the cars. I make the midracha sidewalks more large, wider, and I up the street up that you don't have steps. The car have a line that's very tzamud, narrow. This is one thing. Second thing, I change all the stones. These stones today, it's a sponge. You know what's a sponge? All the dirty, all the shuman, all the things, she take it. One, you know Cafe Baghdad? When you walk in the Midrachov, look the stones of Cafe Baghdad, and look the stones of the Midrachov. The guy from Cafe Baghdad, by the way, it's number 3 in my list, to the municipality, Igal. Thank you. Igal, when they make the change, he stop the workers and say, no. If you want to put stones, in my coffee you put these stones. That is a shaish. You know what's shaish? It's a marble. They say, no. These stones, you don't put it. So they stop all the work and they make a special for him, marble. And in the end of the day, when you take a water and just put on it, everybody clean, it's clean. The problem is with the stone. Second thing, we don't have a law to the people. I was in New York. You say in the beginning that everybody come from another perspective. I was in New York. And when I go to New York, when you're a mayor, you look for things that, how city management, how the city work. And in 10 o'clock in the night, I see everybody of the the shop. Everybody go with the water, and it's sprinkler, it's garlic with press, and everybody clean front of his shop. So I start to do that with the tzfat. And when I start to do that, in the beginning it's work, but after that it's like, no, it's not belong to me, he make that, no, it's not me, it's him, no, it's not me, it's who? You see, this is black, I work with white, it's green, but you work with red. So it's like mouse and cat all the time, and I don't have a teeth to catch these rules. So now I need to change the rules, and I want to build together with the worker, with the Midrachov, a program that in the end of the day, by law, they need to clean the front of the Midracha. And by the way, in the 10 million shekel, I change the stones, and the second thing that I'm going to do is the same storefront will be same stone, same sign, same language, same point of the words, that found like in Mamila in Jerusalem. So I have all the program ready, and when I make that, when I can make a report to the Socharim, when I can find them, when you come with a makel, and when you come with a carrot, So first of all, they suffer because in the snow, in the winter, nobody comes to the Midrachov. So when you give him another ticket and another head on a bomb on the head, it's a problem. They say, Ilan, wow, you see, we don't have a work. You see, we don't have... So when I bring the program of the 10 million shekel, together with them, we can clean and make a one language, and also it's come with a low part. So nobody can run and say, you cannot give me a report where you write it. So we need to work together with them. And we need a 1.5 million shekel to clean the Midrachov. Every month, 2 times, 2 shifts, and this money, I see all the candidates now, especially we have 2 candidates that are ultra-Orthodox. And if you want me, if in the end of the day I have money, and I have a coalition, and everybody wants money, they take the money for a lot of things. The religious take the money for a trip to the Kotel. They take the money to buy a Sefer Torah. They take money to buy goodies for Shabbat, for something. Also, we take money for sport. They take money. Nobody say, let's take money for the clean the city. Nobody of the coalition. Everybody wants to take care for his population. In the end of the day, it's my responsibility to keep money to the clean. So today we have opportunity that if I won, and I won, in the first round, it will be without partners. So when I won and nobody have deal with me, I don't have to give money to anybody. So in that position, I can take all the money for the very interesting and important things. By the way, the clean. By the way, to hire more people. To buy more equipment. So it's a question of budget, it's a question of system, and the culture of the people. The culture here is very problematic. I know that you are the best. I meet you everything. Also in Ramat Hazim, Neve Oranim, when you see the difference, people take care. Also in Maor Chaim, you have a good person that they take care, but they're alone. And it needs to be from the education side. Yes, please.
Thank you. My name's Mayoral Elections. I haven't met you in person, but specifically about this cleaning epidemic that there is in Tzfat. I'm not someone to raise problems. I'm someone to raise solutions. I think that we shouldn't treat the disease. I think we shouldn't treat the symptoms. We should treat the disease, right? I think we need a program inside of middle schools, 5th to 8th grade, where they learn how to take care, how to put the trash in the trash can, how to recycle. You should show them videos of of animals with their
time in school hour, go outside and clean the city.
And then what we used to have in America, we would have a competition between the different schools who could pick up the most trash. And whoever picked up the most trash, they would get a pizza party, which in America is a big deal. Maybe here it's not a big deal, but you know it's a big deal here. You give them something like that, everybody picks up the whole city. You don't have to pay anyone, you have to pay for a pizza party for one school.
Okay, I want to tell you that we do that. We do that. We work a lot with children. By the way, we start with program that each school take a part of the city. For example, the Rav Tchumi, they take the Mitzuda. Berav, they take the Shuk outside. And we do that. We do that. But the problem, the big problem is in the Darom, that we have a lot of Shetach, we have a lot of property that is like a desert, you know, between the buildings, things like that, that is very neglected from the beginning. You know, in the 50s, the government of Israel built a lot of buildings in the Darom to the Olim that come from Morocco, Tunisian, Romanian. So today, these buildings are very neglected, and the government forgets them. We work together with Shikum Shchunot. And when you have a beautiful building, you also have a passion to keep it clean. You know, if you see neglected, you drop the garbage. And we put a lot of pachim, contain, trash bins. When we build a playground, we put a lot of can, and the children put the garbage there. And we put a camera in the gardens. And we work. I know it's a process, but the question of money is very important. The question of education, and to continue what we begin. And I believe in about a half a year from today, we're going to make a very big change. Very big change in the clean, especially in the Atika and especially in the Midrachov. In the neighborhood, I'm going to put more people in the end of the day. You need more work, hands, and education. And I open what you say, a competition between buildings. Maybe I give a less tax in Arnona to the building that will be clean. But by the way, when I find a binyan, a building that the citizen organization they organize, I work with them because I have a dress, and they ask me, Ilan, give us 1 day of the truck to the building and give us a nylon, and we do the work. So I work with them. But in places that I don't have address, I cannot clean every day they drop from the window and come, and throw the window and come. So I also today build a VAD, union, in the buildings. We מעודדים את זה. We encourage it to build a union. We help you. If you build a union, I give you a first help. I give you the truck. I give you the workers of the municipality. But start, and we do that in some building, and it's work. By the way, I have a building that I pay the water. I just want one of them, להשקות, to water the plants. I pay the water, but some of you take responsibility to water the plants. I can do a lot of things, but I need partners, and I need people that care. And fortunately, we don't find it everywhere, and it depends. Yes.
Also in the States, I don't know if you were aware when you made a visit there, that when you're driving down highways, you'll see little signs that say that the Optimist Club has taken care of these next 5 miles of highway, or different organizations or businesses even, you know.
Free advertisement.
Yeah, because it advertises their business, and they are responsible for keeping that area clean.
It's new for me. I never heard about that. Interesting.
And it gives them free advertisements.
Different
It can be either non-profits and it can be for-profits.
Okay, I want to keep things moving along a little bit, so I want to address something.
One other thing, you need to invent a word for litter in Hebrew. There's not even a word for litter. How can you eliminate something that doesn't even exist.
One of just the general issue is
Garbage is the word, no?
No, but in English, the
In
word
English, the word litter means something about
we want to move things along a little bit.
It's in the, we are in Facebook now? Okay.
All right. I think in general, one thing this addresses first.
How much people are watching now? You are on the computer? 8? For 8 people, I don't wake up in the morning. No. I'm very happy to be here. By the way, I have a wedding in Tiberias, so I don't wedding until I come to marry them. So.
Let's move on to something which I think is important to a lot of people here, which is an infrastructure issue, mostly involving, let's say, kids and parks. Okay. We've heard something about Park Mishpacha. My kids in particular, they got nowhere to play basketball, skateboarding. What's your plan for that?
Well, I have a question before that.
Yes.
Hold on.
I have 3 questions, I have 3 points.
We want to move along. There'll be time at the end. There'll be time at the end for more questions.
I doubt it.
No, I'm here. I don't go to anywhere. I'm here to, I hope to be here in the next 5 years, so I'm here. Play garden, park, and all these issues. Before 10 years, you say that. Before 10 years, when I elected, after 3 months, a person from the government come to my office with a bag, say, hello Ilan, my name is Deutsch, something like that, Deutsch something. I'm from the Minister of Infrastructure Minister. Say, yes, what do you want from me? He give me a paper, and he said, Mr. Mayor, we make a checklist of all your playgrounds, and it's a disaster situation. If you don't close them, and block them, you're going to sit in the jail. We give you a
Indictment.
We charge you. You are, I say, only 3 months. Where you was before 5 years? You come to me and say, it's a process that we need to tell you, that you have, tell us how much time you need to fix it, to close it, because if a child dies or something happened, you know that it's your responsibility, and we are the government, we tell you that it's your responsibility. I say, okay, responsibility come with money. If you want me to be responsibility, give me the money and I take your responsibility. He said, no, you are the mayor, you take all the responsibility. So I understand, and it was a need. It was a need. Children don't have a place where to play. And I make a decision, and I take all the money of the lottery. I make a phone to the lottery, and I say, how much money I have in my budget in Tzfat? I want to say 0, because the next mayor, he finished all the money before the election, something like that. A 0, or he take the budget of your year forward, nothing. And they tell me, so, Mayor of Tzfat, we're very happy that someone in Tzfat make us a phone to ask how much you have in the lottery. And I say, you kidding? How much money I have there? They say, you have about 15 million shekel, 1-5. They say, 15 million shekel? I say, yes. And I can take it? You say, we ask you to take it. We need you to take it, because it's sitting on our budget, take it. So, I said, what's happened here? Nobody take this money? Where is the catch? And the catch is that the lottery cannot give money if the land not belong to the municipality. And I find that all the playground in Tzfat, most of them, 80%, it's not illegal, it's not belong to municipality. One place belong to this guy. One place belong to the government. So the lottery want to see on the papers to who is belong. So it's taken me 1 year to make a legalization of all the playground to release it, to get the money. So when I do that, I have a question. What to do? To take the money and build a big park to the family, or take the money and fix all the playground in the neighborhood? So I think to myself and I say, a big park is the next step. First of all, we make clean and make and then I want to first of all in the neighborhood to cut the fire. That I have a fire. She come to me, we want Afghana, everybody's there. So when I do that, I do this, all the things that I do, by the way, maybe it's my problem, I do from the beginning, the best, and without
Without compromise.
without compromise. If I build a playground, it's a floor with rabbit, rubber.
You're doing great.
You can cut the Facebook in that word, or I do it safety, I do it very comfortable, I do it, it costs a lot of money, but if we do that, we do the best thing that we do. And then I hired a company, not the municipality, I don't trust the municipality. I hired a company that every month someone from outside coming and make a check to the things that you see that everything is safety, and
do a better job.
they need to do a better job, and they give me a report what's happened, and I keep a little money for fix the things, because the problem is not to build the playground, it's to maintain it. Okay? So in the budget of the municipality I take money for maintenance. Nobody did that before. So now, after 10 years, we build a playground in some places, we renovate the neglected places, and today we're going to build 3 big parks of family. One in Mayoral Elections, to the neighborhood of the ultra-Orthodox. We have a land there. The second that we're going to build, it's near the police. You know the police of Tzfat? When we build the kikar with the playing, the new kikar, the musicians. So, who's laughing about the... Not everyone. Listen, I want to say something about this musician.
Who plays the violin like this?
The violin? This is art. In art, what you see is not what we think. You can ask, where is the music?
I wonder where the women are.
See, what's happening
Or the
is,
non-white people.
what's happening is, I don't, I put in the website that I want to build a kikar. And I ask people, give me ideas. And then I build a group of people from all the kinds, and they sit around the table, and I tell them, it's your decision, and tell me what you want. And then in the end of the day, it was one decision. We want something happy, and we want something that connects to Tzfat. With the music, a klezmer festival, and the city, everybody said, and everybody said, why is that? So something play, and something that connected to the klezmer festival. So this was the decision. Then we make a tender in the newspaper to all the artists. Give us ideas. Not ideas. You know what's my vision? When you bring idea, bring the money. What the idea and how much it cost. And then we find about 12 ideas. Someone say water that go together. When I see the water go up and the pump that I need to buy, and I think about the maintenance that I need to put money on it, I say not things that I need to maintenance, not things that I need to put water, no flowers, not things that you need to, and something strong with a good wave. And that's what's happened. You like it, not like it. I have a lot of people that like it. I have people that come from every place to see, they make a picture. It's a tourism program now. So the park. So, this is the police of Tzfat. Between the police and between the road, this is the kikar of the musician, and this is the road that you go to Sonol, to Birya. All this area, we find it, and we take the land. Remember what's happened. It's a process. And I speak with Kakal, the JNF of Israel. Together with them, it's a cost about 10 million shekel. I have an architect that built the park. Here behind you have a park zone. You know, like in the States, when you come with the children, you need a place to park. Open the car and run. The children can play. They save. They have all the age from 3 to 15. Everything you have here. This is the park. And the third park, we build a new neighborhood. Mitzpeh Hayamim. You know Mitzpeh Hayamim? Between Tzfat to Rosh Pina. When you go from Tzfat to Rosh Pina, from the right side you see trucks walk and a plant. And we have 10 dunam. כמה זה באקרס?
40.
40? 10 dunam is 2.5 acres. 2.5 acres of family health park. It will be a park that is health things. Bicycles, work of shape, things like that. Place to work. It's now in plan. And we built the park before the houses. That's what's going to happen there. It's also cost about 20 million shekel, but it's not Tzfat money, it's Misrad HaShikun and the program money. So now it's the time for big park. Also, I take park Emek Atchelet. You know Emek Atchelet, that it was closed now. Why Emek Atchelet is closed? Because it was Amuta that take the land, and Kakal say that we don't want to put money in a place that don't belong to us. So they close the place, and I build an agreement between the municipality, the Amuta, and Kakal. Now we finish all the papers, and we're going to open it. And now I want to put in Emek Atchelet 3 million shekel to something that collects people there. You know, you was there. It's a beautiful. You can go down. You never know how you're going back because it's very steep. And children, it's nice, but it's very risky there. You know, can fall down. And with attraction. Now we find attraction like a rope bridge or something like that, or animal pinat chai.
Only animals if you're going to actually have people taking good care of them, please.
Yeah, a good care with Kakal. Why I make agreement with Kakal, with JNF? Because they have money and they have responsibility. They can help the municipality. Look, I try to take things out from the municipality. In all what I say, you see, I bring trucks, I work with Kakal, I make a responsibility for another people that I know that they take care. I'm only a connector of all the dots. Okay? So this is the park, this is the playground. We're going to make it more and more. And from the beginning we put some mitkanim.
Playground equipment.
You see, it's not very rich because we want only to open it. Now I can have money to put another maglecha, another navneda, another swing, another. Now I put more things and more things. Okay?
Skate.
All right.
Skip.
Skate.
Okay.
Skate.
Let's move on.
Skate park. I want to build it near the swimming pool. I have a land there. It's the children of the age of 14, 16, they asked me to do that. It's cost about 500,000 shekel. It's not a lot of money, but it's very scared. I know, but we're going to do that in a small place.
Okay, I've got a couple questions. First of all, let's think a little about the Avira of Tzfat. Okay, what we want to present, what's your vision to present? What's the feel of Tzfat?
And first of all, I want to applaud you for using energy efficient lighting. This is a big issue that's come up with people, the lighting, okay? One thing being, first of all, that it's too strong, too bright, the wrong color for many reasons, environmentally, mentally. Everywhere. You have the street lighting, blue lights, too strong, in places like near our house, that's just completely overkill. And also, there's been a lot of complaints in the community, and I'm sure people will agree with me, about Masach Ha'ir. All of a sudden, the screens, the advertising screens, that have all of a sudden popped up.
It's like in Times Square.
Yes, and the red
One day, where we live, we overlook the Tachana Merkazit. One day, a gigantic screen turns on, and at night lights up the entire valley into our bedroom and our kids' room at night. Light coming in. The question is, how are these decisions made? What are the regulations that guide who can do what in this town? And what's the Avira of Tzfat going to be? Is it a free-for-all? Or is some kind of control and some kind of vision happening?
Avira is ambiance?
Okay.
Can I just add to that and ask also in the same question about the pre-Shabbat music? It's very loud and I don't know if everyone's really into it, but I find it
Okay. So let's speak about the light. It's not anybody do what he wants, first of all. People that have a property, you have a house and you have a wall that in the front of the street, you need to ask a permission to build these things. In the beginning, we don't know what to do with that questions. People come and say, I want here, I want here, I want here. I have about 15 people that want to put the screen. 15. So we don't know how to say yes or say no. And everything begin, it's too high? Everything begin when we built the commercial center in Shochat. It was the first one there. And then we ask a question, what we're going to do? In the one hand, people wanted to do that, and it's more green than papers and a lot of things.
Why?
Why? Because you don't need to change paper all the time. It's work and work and work, and you change the program. And by the way, they say that it's happened in all the cities, and Tzfat, we want Tzfat to be modern, and we also want. In the end of the day,
Bring back 10 years ago when you turned off the streetlights at 2 o'clock in the morning, please.
we make a decision from that moment. We don't do it anymore. So what we have now, it's a freezing situation, and the decision that we make, it needs to be in a place that is a commercial place, like in a mall. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. One in Dubek, near Rasco, because it belongs to area that is a commercial. One in the building in the Rehov Jerusalem Street on the wall near the Saraya, because it's a street of Mischal. Third in Kikar Eged, because it's a commercial area. And 4 in the business center that in Shochat. We stop it and we make a decision. I make the decision. I see that someone come and say, now I want. I say, no. You say, why he is yes, and then me you say no. So I take a decision together with all the city council that in the lab side, that nobody asks a question. We decide that no more. So this is my decision, and we stop in that. I see that it's make a lot of problem. I cannot turn back the wheel because people pay money and I give him a permission. I can ask them to make the light louder or thing like that, but lower. So, but
Even after a certain time.
maybe time after night, if it's flashing to a window, thing like that, we need to check. It's new for us also, but the decision is to stop with that. Only 4, and we finished. This is about the Masach Ha'ir and all the things. The second thing, that the LED, the lady. We go, it's new for us, and we want to do good things, and before I do that, I ask in all the cities. What I find that in the whole city, it's not to be white, it needs to be yellow.
Right.
Okay? You tell me that. I don't know that. You, from your community, they come to my office, and also I make a chuk and you're right. So, first, I want to finish everything, and then we're going to the second stage. The second stage is to change the whole city to yellow, and the good things with the LED, that I have a controller in my office, in the municipality, that I can play with the power. It's control. I can control the power. Okay? Not the tzeva, the power. Yes, I can do that. In computer, you see in all lights, you have a box on it. It's a computer wireless. I know in the stream who is broke, who is not work, and I can do. So in the choref, I can put more because the fog and things like that. And in the summer, I can put lower. Also, I can do from this hour to this hour, fall down, get up. Okay, I can play with that. But first of all, we're in the middle of purpose. Let me finish it, and then we start to see where we want to put down. Because in the end of the day, someone fall down and break his leg, and he come to the judge, and he said the municipality put a light very low. You can sue the municipality. So you need to know how to play from one end to put a light that is safety, and the other end not too much light because it's brighting. Yes.
Let's take a question.
Also, the red facing signs that spell things out, could you put a limit on those too? It's just, if we want Tzfat to be the city of Kabbalah, the city of tourism, the city of mysticism, and something different than Tel Aviv or Eilat, we don't want it to look, we want it to be modern, but not to look modern.
Right.
Shelley, go ahead.
In San Francisco, there is a Vada Aesthetic. It's an aesthetic committee. And every rock, every color, anything that builds or is put in the city has to go through and be signed by that body.
Also here in the old city, all what's happened in the old city, it's called the blue line of the old city. Nobody can build, nobody get a permission to do nothing. Before he puts the paper to me, they need to pass a community that belong to the government and me together, and they see all the things if it's in the atmosphere of the old city. By the way, when you go down from the Midrachov, of the beginning of the Midrachov, and you go down to Arlozor Street, you see a building that's built now.
Yeah.
You see the new building that when you go to the
it's so far into the road that the buses can't go around.
this round. This building, it's taking a 2.5 years to work together with the community of the government to get a permission to build with these stones. This guy, I give him an honor. What he passed to build this building. And also you need to build a folder about the history and what's happened and bring things to picture. So the old city is beautiful and I keep it. But if someone do things not legal, we need to work it. It's happened only in the old city. In the Midrachov, you need to know, you speak that you want to keep Tzfat, so I keep Tzfat the whole city. The Midrachov, you need to speak with them. And they say, we look very poor, we look very sad. Put our lights, put something that people come here, put something that they want the new things. Because it's it's the balance between the new things and the old city. I am a very good keeper of the old city. Believe me, you see project, people want to build very high, I don't give them. Chabad try to do something very big in the old city, we minimize it. Not me, the community also do that. It's a very hard job to keep Tzfat as Tzfat that we want to keep it.
Ilan, you know that in Kikar Meginim, thousands of people come through every day and walk down towards the Ari synagogues. How did you give a short to build the wall there? And now the person at Ben Arush is building another Koma there. What's going on with that place and what happened?
Okay, Ben Arush, I know this story inside the details. Ben Arush, you don't build another Koma.
He's preparing for it.
I don't know what he's preparing. He built another Koma?
He built the...
He changed his roof. His roof was very neglected, a lot of water get inside. He broke the roof and make a new roof. That's all what he do. Roof. So, if he do that to prepare the roof to another floor, let me know, because he has agreement, we stop him in the beginning, he show us the plane, we make a surveillance, and that's what he want, that's what he do.
What about the wall that was built?
The wall
wasn't there?
It is property, it belongs to him.
Talk about building the old city.
He built it because it's his property, and all the tourism that come to the Ari synagogue, sitting there and make a lot of noise, and he need to live there. So he built the wall to keep the noise. From one hand we want tourism, but on the other hand, people live in the old city. We need to find the balance. And when you make the kupot tzedakah on the wall, we broke it. Yes?
Quickly. Okay, so along this line I have a question, because I run at Simmer here, I hear the voice of guests all the time coming from around the world. They love that Tzfat is like a little Shangri-La in Israel. I have a lot of concerns of what's happening below the cemetery. I'm seeing all this rubble waste there, there's building there, and if there's a lot of light pollution and a lot of building below the old city, it's going to change the environment. And there's something about the view and the openness that keeps a certain atmosphere that I think is very important for.
Where are people building the cemetery?
Like below the cemetery, between the cemetery, there's now the highway, and on the other side of that, there's building rubble everywhere. There's leveling off. They're now building a little, it's some kind of multi-use gone building. There's the pound that's now on Shabbos. Sometimes there's lots of lights there. The light pollution and the building is really affecting.
On the garbage? The lights on the garbage?
No, on, for example, where the dog pound. There's now buildings that are being built that will be lit up. And there's now building rubble and leveling off as if there might be preparation for a new building.
Quality is a problem.
And I think that whole area needs to be protected. And we come from areas in America, some cities had this awareness, and those places are great. Some places didn't have that awareness, and they built without any awareness and skill, and the places got ruined. And so many of us are scared of what's happening.
Okay,
what might happen.
First of all, let's speak about the garbage that happened there. This garbage, you need to know. I have until 3 o'clock in the noon to clean all the city, to put the city on the tracks, and all the garbage that I collect from the city until 3 o'clock, I need to take it to Te'enim. You know where it's Te'enim? It's Nir Amuka. Nir Amuka is a place that everybody put the garbage there. I have only until 3 o'clock to put the garbage there. Why? Because after 3 o'clock, all the Tzfat, Chatzor, and Mushpina put the garbage there. The smell is come outside, and the wind take the smell to Chatzor and to Amuka. And it's a disaster. So until 3, you need to, I have a clock to run until 3 to put all the garbage in Te'enim, because they cover it with a lot of things to catch the smell on the ground. And from 3 o'clock, I have a problem. I have a garbage in the city, the place is closed, I need to do something. You tell me the city is the garbage, so what I do, we open a temporary place near the Bet Almin that I take all the garbage. It's a temporary, it's a station 2. I put it there, And in the morning, I have trucks that put all this garbage on the trucks and go to Teyanim. So, if one day, 2 days, I don't take from the temporary place, maybe the truck don't work, people don't come, it starts to be amount of garbage. But this is the backyard of Tzfat, but by the way, it's the front of Tzfat, if you come from the road. But find me another place to do that.
But I'm talking, there's the garbage, and then there's also building psolet. Psolet may have been in.
I know.
A lot of people that build in the city just dump wherever they want.
Sorry?
People, they dump building garbage wherever they
No,
want.
now, today, all the building garbage, it's very clean. What's happening in the city. Today, if you put outside in 1 hour, we catch you. By the way,
I called once.
I built the Shitur Ironi. You know Shitur Ironi? A local police. I have a local police. I built it. It's 7 workers from the municipality and 13 policemen. And I have 2 cars. And it's like in the state that the mayor, the police belong to the mayor. And we make a revolution in that. It was a revolution. Today nobody throw a garbage. If you have noise, they coming. Do 106.
I called them once and they came once. I called them about someone who was building his house and he dumped garbage.
Okay.
And they came.
They coming. It's work. Why it's work? Because it's with the police. So the police, together with the municipality, is win-win to 2 of us. And they take care only for a problem that belongs to quality of life. If someone rob you, they don't come. But if someone make you a noise, they come. Someone throw garbage, they come. Someone make a music, they come. So we have a leapfrog in that side. It's very clean today. What's happened in the Kalbiya there? You say it's a lot of light there?
There are times where it's all lit up and it creates a light pollution.
Okay.
When you're looking
I want to check it. I check it.
Okay. I want to just sort of focus down, because we want to start moving towards the end of this section and open it up if you want to talk to people individually or whatever.
One
okay?
broad question.
So, here's what I want to move forward to is a little bit of the vision of the future. Okay, what you see as possible partners. As far as developing businesses, what you can help to develop small businesses in town, culture,
Artists.
What's the vision? I want you to go into some of this stuff. Parking problem, okay, how we're going to deal with that, and let's just keep it there.
I want to say,
after that, we'll have questions from people, okay?
Okay, so if we want everybody in Tzfat, I like to speak with you because you are in my head. But when I finish with you, I have the Tzfatim. The Tzfatim, they want malls. We want mall. Why in Tel Aviv they have a mall? Why in Canyon? You know what's Canyon? Everybody wants Canyon. We want Canyon. I tell them that Jerusalem Street, all Jerusalem Street, is a little canyon. You have a lot of shop, but it's shatuach, it's flat canyon. They want the canyon with all the mutagim and the brands and all that things. So, another problem that we have, if you want to develop economic situation in the city of Tzfat, the first thing that people want to buy and to be in a chavaya, experience. You know, to buy something is an experience. You want to put your car, go outside, walk safely, and find a place and drink a coffee, to see people see you, communication, So the big problem that we have in Jerusalem Street, it's a parking problem. Nobody of the mayor before me give me a plan what to do with the parking problem. I need to find it. So I take 4 office of Adrichalim, architectures, and I tell them I have a problem, I need a parking in Jerusalem Street. think out of the, not canyon.
Canyon Tzfat, just turn it into a parking lot.
Canyon Tzfat. Canyon Tzfat is a white elephant. I give to Nasrallah the numbers of the coordinates of Canyon Tzfat, and I tell them if you want the war Lebanon 3, put the bombs there. So if Lebanon war starts, run away from the canyon. It's not belong to me. It's not me. It's a private property, and in our luck, it's belong to someone that פשט רגל. איך אומרים? Brain corrupt. So you want to see the program? How we bring another 100 parking in Jerusalem Street? We're going to do. I have the architect that built that. You know the Saraya, the Kikar with the Bluetooth planning?
Yeah.
The brother of the Kikar that planning in Shari Ha'ir. So, רגע, תני לי, אני רגע לראות. With the English and the Hebrew, I don't know how to read it. Okay, you know this is the Saraya. The Saraya is here, and this is the Kikar that you're going down and get to Jerusalem Street. Okay, and you have Yemina and Smola to the Midrachov. This is down. Okay, it's a Yerida. We're going to build here. This is the vegetable, the vegetable Peretz. Shalom Peretz. So, Shalom Peretz, we say bye-bye to Shalom Peretz. I know that is the best. By the way, Shalom Peretz is my project. It's a
Rehab project.
Rehabilitation project. That he was in jail and he go outside and I give him this place in condition that clean. You sit there, you don't rent it to anybody, and you walk. It starts with a little, some fruit, and today it's a little canyon of fruit. But I told him that we're going to do parking there. So from the food, think that you come with car, and you don't go down to the fruit, it will be straight. A floor of 100 parking, in the end you have place to go down, and you have second floor down. So all the parking under the Saraya will be two places. And you go up and you can come back. You don't need to get inside to the city to go outside. This road will be two ways. Okay? Only the part of the before Bet Cafe, before only this road. So when you go to parking, you can go outside back to the Kikar. And I want to tell you something that I forget, something very important. Just a moment.
10 years as a mayor, Ilan, that's what it does to you, you know?
The money for that, all the time ask where you bring the money. A plan, I have plenty of them. All the money to build it, it's a rule that I put it. If someone wants to build something in the old city, and I want people build, not too big, but people live in another room, a safe room, thing like that, they need to give me a parking place. But in the old city you don't have a place, so I tell him, you give me a money for how he's going to shve erech. Equivalent for a parking. So I collect money from here and 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 collect money. People want to build. Give me money for parking, money for parking. I build a budget that all the money is only a parking place. And we're going to build it. We're going to build it and it's going to be a parking area, 100 cars that get inside to the old city. Now the banks go outside from the Midrachov.
Why?
It's a decision of them because a lot of people say that we don't can come back there. It's very complex to go. By the way, also the municipality, I won't go out from there. I want to go outside from Jerusalem Street. I want to see Jerusalem Street, tourism, coffee shop. By the way, look what's happened today. Shawarma, coffee, restaurant, עגילים ותכשיטים, איך אומרים? Earrings, jewelry. This, I want now, I have a negotiation. When Bank Hapoalim go outside, I speak with the owner of Bank Hapoalim, and I say, don't sell the place, the municipal, I want to buy it. I want to buy Bank Hapoalim, and I want to do inside Bank Hapoalim, Shuki Karim. You know what's Shuki Karim? Farmers Market. Inside Bank Hapoalim, I have a program to do that. It costs money. I have money for this project, and the Midrachov will be comfortable to eat, to drink, to speak, relax, work like in Zichron Yaakov, you know, things like that. This is my vision to the Midrachov. Okay? So we don't need to buy a mall, but we take the mall and put it flat. But it's a tourism mall. A second thing, the problem of Tzfat, that I don't have a commercial center. Commercial center. And what's happened? By the way, you know that Jerusalem Street, it's a wall that surrounds the Metzuda. Before 10,000 years, it was the castle that surrounded with 3 walls. So Jerusalem Street is only one of the 3 walls that surround the Metzuda. Okay, from the Crusaders. So Tzfat is not like Tel Aviv, it's not like Netanya or Carmiel, that someone sits, take a paper and say, okay, let's cut it. Here we build the parking, here we build the stores. I need to work with the city in their condition. So what's happened? Rosh Pina, they have a flat on the road of 90, and today all the malls are down there in Rosh Pina. By the way, the people of Rosh Pina don't like it. They say this is not Rosh Pina. Okay? But in the end of the day, all what's happened in Rosh Pina, all the money and all the people that pay money, they are from Tzfat. So people of Tzfat buy the things in Rosh Pina. Rosh Pina take all the money. Rosh Pina is only 3,000 people. Neve Oranim, Ramat Razim, Menachem Begin, I have 5,000. Rosh Pina is 3,000. Why the money of Tzfat go to Rosh Pina? I need to buy in Rosh Pina. By the way, because you're American and you come from overseas, by the way, it is stupid that is Rosh Pina, Tzfat and Chatzor. It needs to be one city. It needs to be one city. Between Rosh Pina to Chatzor is only few trees. Okay? Now, Rosh Pina, it's a neighborhood of Tzfat. It's a neighborhood of Tzfat.
I don't know if the Rosh Pinaim would say that.
They don't like it, but at the end of the day, if a bird comes to Achula Valley and he comes of this area, she don't know that she's Tzfat and Rosh Pina. It's area. So I have two solutions. One, my vision is to make one city, Tzfat, Chatzor, Rosh Pina. And we take all the income that come from Rosh Pina and take it to Tzfat. No, without Tuba. Moshe. No, it's not Tuba, it's not because something. You need to be connected with some things that together. By the way, all Rosh Pina, everybody say, hey, look, Rosh Pina, Rosh Pina, Rosh Pina. Rosh Pina, they don't have hospital. Rosh Pina don't have Beti Galalon. Rosh Pina don't have a government office. It's all how you see and look it. But everybody wants Rosh Pina. Why? Because the coffee area. So
they have a movie theater that works.
Sorry?
They have a movie theater that actually works.
They have a movie. We also have a movie. I buy a machine and it's work.
works now.
Wonder Woman is one. Don't speak about Wonder Woman. Don't speak about it.
We were all there.
If you ask me one day what was your very bad day in your life, not the very in your life, is in the moment that you see the movie but you cannot hear it, and all this. No, the second time, not the first. The first time I say, okay, mistake, we fix it. We fix it. And the second time I come and I say, all the people, I come 1 hour before because it's Shabbat. I come in Friday to I sit, I eat popcorn alone, and I see all the movie, and I see everything is okay. And I say, in Motzei Shabbat it's happened. And 1 hour before, I sit there, and I say, turn on, and I want to hear it. It's work. Everybody get inside. I'm very happy, I sat on the grass. And everybody said, don't do it again, it's happened. I said, never rocket fall on the same place twice. Never it's happened. I sit on the grass, I see someone go outside from the Betigal and say, sorry about the words, put in the Facebook, city, a movie we cannot see here. I say, what's happened? It's not work again. I say, no, it's not happening. I say, it's not work. I take my leg, I run to the car and run away from there. I make a phone to Leo, I say, give him the money, give him everything. It's something, in the end of the day, I find what happened. Someone don't want that the city, you know, when you do good things, your enemy feel very down. So someone do something in the system, we found it, we also go to the police, but you cannot prove it. And I change all the system again, and then I close it with the locker, and I fired some guys, and everything worked now. But why we speak about that? How we go that? Ilan Shochat. So I find until I do Tzfat Chatzor Shpina, I go to the industry. I feel like
the light is hitting.
Take it for you. No, it's okay. You can see it. In the industrial zone of Tzfat, if you go down outside from Tzfat, from the garbage area, I cut it and I take 40. In the end of the day I catch it. 40 דונם, שזה באקרס, 10 acres, and I shift from industry to commercial, the land. Commercial. And I have a program that all what's happening in Rosh Pina, we do there, we copy it, and the people of Tzfat, if they want to buy, and they want the brand, and they want the new, and they want the masachim, and all that, you can find it in Tzfat, in the industry zone, that all the part of the up will be commercial, and the down to the valley will be industry. You know, Bagel, Strauss, continue, I have 19 dunam down there, to bring more factory. By the way, no pollution factory. Tzfat is a clear air, and I keep it. People bring me, let's build. By the way, they ask me, let's build a factory that take all the garbage of the building and cut it and divide it. And I say, no, it's a pollution, and all the garbage of all the area come to the city and wait in the gates. So not everything I say yes, but we're going to do that for the citizen of Tzfat. By the way, if you go outside from Tzfat, in that way you see a manof, a lift. This is the first building. And we want a wall of wedding. Now I have a wedding of 2 people from Tzfat, and I need to go to Tiberias, or go to Rosh Pina, because we don't have a land to commercial the problem. Moshe Tov.
I'm watching you live.
No, I'm in live here. By the way, you asked me why the Bank Hapoalim go outside from the Midrachov. Also the people that work in the Midrachov, they say, now we have less people walking the street. So my second plan is to shift the Bet Mishpat to Jerusalem Street. But where in Jerusalem Street? Between Bet Yigal Alon to the Doar. You know? Between Bet Yigal Alon and Doar.
Where the grass is?
Where the grass is. We build a parking under the ground, 2 floors, and Bet Mishpat will be there, in the center of Tzfat. And one of the good things that we don't speak about it is the Faculty of Medicine, that my decision is to keep it in Tzfat. It was a big argument to take the Faculty of Medicine and build it on the hill near Nov Kinneret. And I don't let them to do that. Because I want the Faculty of Medicine inside the city. I want the student to walk on the street. I want the faculty connected to the street. You know, like in Oxford. By the way, the college in Tzfat is special. No college in Israel. It's that the college it's open to the street. You have building near the municipality, building near Gan Abanim, a building Bet Busel that you see the lift that work today. We build there. Imaging center. We have only one in Israel in Tel HaShomer Hospital, and today we build another one in Tzfat. This money I bring from Lieberman in the coalition agreement, that I tell him, Lieberman, keep money for Tzfat to the college. And together with Kakal, JNF, we're going to build, it's going to make 150 place to people to work there. And Tzfat is on the map. The hospital will train there. The Faculty of Medicine going to train there. And also we keep Bet Busel as it was before 100 years. It's a Shimur project to keep Tzfat. Okay? Yes. זה אותם...
Mayor, can we do something with holistic medicine in the city? I mentioned it to you before.
With holistic what?
Holistic medicine.
Alternative medicine.
Well, I have before 3 weeks, Shayna take me for meeting the English speakers. We speak in the white House of Love of Prayer. My English run away from me. I'm very tired. So I find that your community, you have a lot of people that work in healing and alternative medicine, things like that. I don't know that. It was my first time to hear it. And I say, if you make a group that want to take this project one step forward, and you need my help, you find it. By the way, in the beginning you say that you don't know things, and you don't know what's happened, and it's not clear, the municipality. So, last week we have a tender to choose a coordinator of this English speakers. It's happened in the municipality. It was about a 5-person go to this tender, and I cannot say, I don't know who is to take it, but I hope that I have a souvenir, not a souvenir, so what about good news for you, that someone going to take this position, and his responsibility will be to speak with you, give you all the information, give you all the details, to help to receive all the immigration that come from United States, the cities and the countries that speak English. So in the end of the day, in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you have a person, you have a dress, you have someone in the municipality that take care of you and give you the information and give you all the questions and all the things that you need. I don't know who will take it, because I'm not in the municipality in that days and in the middle of the campaign, but the business their work, and I hope that you're going to hear good news. Okay? Yes, please, this guy, he asked to speak before.
אני ליve על רחוב ט'
סוף סוף מישהו מדבר עברית, כן?
כמעט כל לילה יש רעש מהמוזיקה. I live on רחוב ט' overlooking מעיין הרדום, and almost every night, there's music at ungodly hours, no one's permission. That's the first problem. The second problem, who changes the names of the streets? At the beginning of the street, it's Sonia Sachs. You continue on, I don't know. At the end of it, it's a Fresnel or Frankel.
Yes.
Who makes these decisions?
The municipality. Yeah, we take some artists, by the way, it was a big fight to do that because by city council you have religious, ultra-Orthodox, and we want to keep the painters, the very classic painters that was in the city and where they live. So we build the street on the name of the painters. What's the problem with that? Franel, Frankel.
Because the one street has 3 different names. And it's not a long street.
It's hard to order pizza.
This is the... No, I give you a real... I know. I have 2 answers. One is a joke and one is a serious.
Give me the joke.
The joke is that we are a secret city. We don't tell everything to anybody. Okay, this is the secret city.
The numbers don't go in the corner.
The numbers, okay, listen. I need to say that we have a big problem with the street and with the numbers. Because all mayors come and do, and we don't have a record, and we don't have a system, and we don't have order. So, what I do, 2 things. 1, first of all, I make a rule that nobody say a name of a street before it was a big process on the municipality before that. And another thing that I do, I build a takanon. What is a takanon? Protocol that is a special rule who get the permission to have a name of it on the street. In the beginning, if a rabbi was very kind and he died, let's call the name of the street or the name of the rabbi. Someone you can say no, if you say no, they kill you. So, okay, the name of the rabbi. Someone, not only rabbi, someone have a principal of school that he very like. He say, oh, I like this principal of school, he died, let's call this street, let's call this street on the name of the principal of school. Okay, who is against, who bad? I vote. Nobody say against. So I understand that it's a big problem to say no. So we build a takanon, a protocol, that name of streets, it's a special things that only you can do. It needs to be someone that live in Tzfat, someone supports Tzfat, someone do something that change Tzfat or support Tzfat, not normal, but something that, so if in the beginning you have a name of someone that is not on the beginning answer of the protocol, is not come to the community to discussion. This was a very big argument to build this protocol, but I do that. And today, not everything changed. Second thing is very important, like I do in the garbage. I bring a company, I pay about $500,000 shekel, that they make me, מיפוי.
They mapped out?
They mapped out all the problem. 3 name on one street, this number, this, and they give me a report, what I need to do, and amlatzot, recommendation, and we're going to do it from a basic, and we have a lot of problem. And in the end of the day, it's near the pizza, near the district and district, but we're going to change it. Now we hire a company that make us a paper, and we work in this paper, it's a process, and it's time to do that.
What about the music in the middle of the night?
The music also, I tell that I have a problem, a lot of tourism, a lot of projects, but people live in the old city. We're going also, I have a problem with the bar mitzvot. You know, today in Tzfat, When something happened in Jerusalem, a knife, things, you see all the bar mitzvot come to Tzfat. It's like a balloon. When you catch him here, it's blow up here. So, we're going to build also a protocol to the bar mitzvot, to the music, to all the things that everybody do. It's good things, but in the end of the day, you need to sleep. And we build a protocol together with the neighbors, together with Slichot. It's a problem. Slichot, all what you do, you cannot stop it because it's only 1 week. But we're going to make agreement between the commercial side to the Dayarim and build something with sign and law things that everybody keep and respect each other.
Ilan.
Yes.
I'm from Boston, but my son lives in Tzfat. In Boston, we're a very, very old city, and we have a lot of the same problems that they have in Tzfat. But what we formulated in Boston was the Business Improvement District. So the businesses all got involved with helping the community and cleaning up the community. The businesses started the leadership. So you have a lot of projects that you want to get done, and you only have so much money to do it. You need reoccurring revenues from the businesses, because the businesses help the community, and when the community is helped, then the people are helped. But the leadership needs to come from the business community. You can't do it all. You need to formulate a committee from the businesses, have a business improvement district. Initially in Boston, it was voluntarily. So the funds were so much a quarter that they taxed the businesses. There was pushback from the businesses, but it wasn't a large amount, it was a small amount.
Is there a question? Because we kind of...
And then as the money...
I
want
to tell you that the business
and then as the
in
money
Tzfat,
came in, it helps you to
I
with these
understand.
programs.
You need to know that the business in Tzfat, when you speak with them, they feel very poor. We don't have business, nobody come, we have snow, we have fog. They are very poor. But for example, everybody put a shellet on the store, yes? Sign, a big one, a wonderful one. And everybody do what he wants. So I make a rule that if you put a sign, you need to pay money about it. Don't believe what's happened when I ask him to pay about the sign. I think a lot of people don't vote to me because this rule. Because when you pay money about meter, you do it small. And it's small. It's partly. So they tell all the time, you take us tax, you want us to clean, you want us that, and then you want us to give you money to make the city clean? No. One day it's happened. But first of all, I need to give them the carrot. And I believe, and if they make a good business, they want to pay. By the way, in the old city, all the street of Joseph Caro, they take, because they make a lot of money, believe me, it's called the Gold Line, Joseph Caro Street, all the gallery there. They want it to be clean, they want it to be beautiful. They buy a machine that clean the street with press. They buy it. They say, Ilan, we buy the machine, give us the worker from the municipality, he clean the street. I say, okay, win-win for everybody. Why they do that? Because they have a lot of money, and they understand if it was dirty, it's going to be their problem. So I say, I don't have money to buy the machine. They say, we buy the machine. You give us the worker. This is a good example. But in the Midrachov, I need to give them something. By the way, yesterday, you see the blue city that we make on the walls? It's called... now I remember, you remember what I said, it's forget for me? Where is the vegetable that we speak, under the Saraya? In the left side you see that we put today, something happened there?
Yeah, they're building the wall.
Yeah, the wall. It's going to be a very beautiful picture of Tzfat, of the old city. All the blue walls, the blue synagogue, all the blue. So when someone gets inside to the Saraya, from the left side, you're going to see all the old city with pictures. Something very beautiful, that when you get inside, you say, wow, That's what I want to look for on the old city. It's to bring the old city to the street, to get to people, get inside to atmosphere of Tzfat. It's going to end it. So the blue program that we start to do with the steps near Maccabi, the Kupat Cholim, where is the Bet Tfilah and Ahava, the pray and love. It starts from the Kupat Cholim Maccabi. They say, hey Mayor, look the steps, they are very neglected. I say, okay, bring money from the Kupat Cholim. I bring my workers. Let's paint it together. Win-win. I see the blue. I say, wow, this is the color of Tzfat. It's modern color, but in the old city, by the way, I know that everybody say, no, it's not the color, this is the color, no, it's not the color, color. I take example from each wall of the color of Abuav, of Kao, of the synagogue. I put it in computer, and in the end of the day, the computer blind all the colors and give me a number, this is the color. That if someone asks me how you choose the color, I say take paint and paint and paint. In the computer, this is the color.
Can I ask a question?
By the way, the bridge, you know the bridge? איפה שהשווארמה של רפי? Next week, we're going to make a ceramic on it, a very authentic ceramic, beautiful in blue colors. And when you walk on it, you see on the wall. Also, this is a student from Betzalel. Betzalel is a school of artists. They do that. Yes. Just a moment. Let's make a limit because I need to go to Tiberia to a wedding.
3 questions.
3 questions.
2.
8 minutes. 3 questions. 10 minutes.
I want to add that
Okay.
if people have more questions, and I'm sure that there are more questions, we can schedule another meeting. I already talked with people from the campaign. We can do it at the campaign headquarters, which have no stairs as well. And we'll do it without all the musical fanfare. We'll just sit and discuss. So if people are interested, we can make another meeting and continue and follow up with more questions.
I have 10 minutes.
Okay, really quick. Why don't we have a school of art in Safad like Betzalel in Jerusalem?
First of all, it's a very good question. We have a college. We have the college. You have 2 colleges. You have the college of the academic side, and you have the college Beta Yotzer. You know Beta Yotzer?
And if you look at there's only like three classes and they're not real art, and the artists are not.
It's 3 classes, but it's the beginning. If you show me that you have a potential, we can open it. By the way, the big artist, Yair Garbuz, you hear about him? Yair Garbuz is a very famous artist. He came to live in Tzfat, and he lives in Off Kinneret. In the beginning, I speak with him. Let's do something with school, with the children, with things. We start to do that, but you know, artists, they are good in artists, but they are very bad in managing and things like that, and it's fall down. But give me plan, give me things, ideas, place. I can arrange money from education minister. I can arrange money from the culture minister. It's win-win. Yes.
I have that on record now.
So I'm concerned with the issue of recreation for people with sight, for the children and also for the adults. So for instance, to play tennis, we have to go to Rosh Hashanah. We go 3 times a week. Why? Because they made Aliyah 2009 to Tzfat, and the tennis is closed. Why? Electric problem. Why? We don't need the electric. It's okay. No, electric problem. We're going to fix it. We talked to the city. We have an appointment with the man who's running for the Olim. He doesn't know anything. Olim, you know that? Okay. We now talked the appointment with yeah. He doesn't show. We waited. He doesn't show. He doesn't call. No communication. 3 years. I go in, someone says, we have the money, the tennis is matnas, it's going to be fixed. When someone in 1970 or whatever built this, right? We built a water feature in the Saraya, the water feature in the yeah, but also in the Metsuda water feature, but no maintenance, like you say, no thinking, no planning. So I'm asking, we have the soccer field. This is trash. We pick it up. We bring a group of people. They come and yell at us.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Let me answer it.
No, but let me finish. But the point is, there are many of us who have skills and a little money, maybe even tools, who are willing to volunteer to take over some of these projects, some of these areas in a professional way, because we have the background. It's not just like this stupid person. And we want to help, but it doesn't feel like there's anyone to speak to. We can actually say, okay, let's do it.
First of all, I'm very happy to hear it. And I want to say a few things. The problem that was with the playgarden is the same problem that was with the football and the basketball and all these things. So, what I do, I open a non-profit organization that belongs to the municipality. First of all, that I have Irgun, I have a Amuta that belongs to the municipality, to all the sport problem. The tennis in Bloom, I put 200,000 shekel to build it new, to make it new. What's happened is that you see on the road, the land is open. It's a problem that the land moved there. So if I do it again, it's happen again. So this place not good for tennis. In the end of the day, it's everything moved there in the ground. Also the light, another problem with the light. I'm going to build 4 places to tennis in Nov Kinneret. Why Nov Kinneret? Is close to Rosh Pina. If you say, why I need to go until Nov Kinneret? Because you don't have a place for tennis in Old Tzfat. It's very old city. I don't have place to schools. I don't have place for kindergarten. I don't have place. So in the end of the day, I need to find a place for tennis. Nov Kinneret is a new neighborhood. I have a big plat, 2 tennis center, and we're going to build it there. The stadium, I bring 8 million shekel now, and we're going to make the stadium new, with grass from plastic, you know, not video, and it's going to cost 8 million shekel. We have the money. I earned the money from the lottery, and this is the next project that we're going to do for the football and for the soccer also. So why I do it only now? Because it costs a lot of money. What I do before, I take the basketball. By the way, today in basketball, we are in the Prime League. Tzfat is in the Prime League in basketball. Why? אנחנו בליגה ארצית. I have a national league in basketball. I take the Ulam Sports of Mifal Hapais. We put a 1 million shekel to make it to be the standard of the league. And the non-profit organization of the municipality, we arrange money from Begel, from Maccabi, from all of them. They put money. I have 800,000 shekel for the basketball player, and I have a basketball. And I have children, I have little children, and a basketball. So in the basketball, we won. Everybody in the Prime League, the children, everybody. We are very good in basketball because we have the place, we have a player, we have organized, and we have money, and we have system that all the money get inside and fill itself. What we're going to do, the same model with the football. I built the playground, very good, with all the condition, with all them, they put the money to maintenance, and now this cadencia, this time, this is the things that I'm going to put a lot of intention. Now I have the time, the money to take care for the extra thing. In the last 10 years, I work in survive to do that and that. Today is the part that we're going to be the big things that waiting in the list. Roma don't build in one day. And by the way, Noach built the Teva 120 years. The Teva. So Tzfat, I tell you, 10 years in Tzfat is like 15 years in another place. So it's in plain, I know, I like football and we're going to do that.
Library.
And then, by the way, what you say, after you build it, I want you and your friend will be responsibility to take care of it. Together with us. I look for, by the way, in the basketball, the manager of the basketball is not with me. He's against me. And I find that he's against me because something personal that happened. And he come to me and he say, Ilan, I'm not with you. I go against you. I put the maftechot and the keys, and I'm against you. I said, no, take the keys, stay in your position. I know that you're against me, but you're a good person. You take the basketball forward. I trust you. He was shocked. He was shocked. I put all the politics outside. I look for a good person that want to take care about the city. So if you want to do that, I'm very happy. You like sports, come. It's open for everybody. And when I start to do that, I look for you. Shena. It's the last question because I need to move. Sorry. Yes.
Sorry, I have an important question.
She has the last question.
Right?
She has the last question and then...
Okay, last question.
Okay, the road from Shochat Tzfat.
No, she has the last question right here.
Okay, two of you, you and after you. And I speak with you outside, okay? Yes.
Okay. You say, sorry, you say that the road from Shochat Tzfat to Rosh Pina is not Tzfat right now. Is it going to be from Tzfat, that road? Because I have no entrance to my address. I would like to know what's going to be, if that's going to be Tzfat.
What you ask, where is your address?
I have no entrance to my address. I'm on the Chav Lamed as River Shmone, I have no entrance. So,
you live in Rehov Lamed?
yeah, but I have no entrance to it. I have to explain every time my address, and I can't explain it. And then road to Rehov Galil is going to Rosh Pina.
Rehov Galil, the road don't belong to Tzfat, it belongs to the government.
Right, but is it going to be from Tzfat?
Now, you ask a good question, I understand your question. By the way, the kikar of the planning, in the beginning, it was a lot of accident there. And also in the kikar of Birya. But this road don't belong to me. So the government tell me, if you want me to do a kikar, I need 2 persons died in 5 years. You understand? So what I do to the government, okay. Let me cut the road from the police until to the Knisa Leknan, to the entrance to Knan, bring it to me, and I handle it. And they give it to me, and I make the kikar of the Naganim. Your Rehov Lamed, it still belongs to the government. One day I also need to take it because Birya, the government, if they don't going to do that, I'm going to do that.
Then I get an address to my entrance to my address.
By the way, nobody know where are you, you don't have noise, nobody come to you. It's another question. If you want to everybody know where is the Rehov Lamed. Okay. Yes, please.
I'll try to make my...
It's the last one, okay? Yes.
So when I remade Aliyah maybe 9 months ago, I adopted 9 children and from New York, from Scotland family. And why I came to Tzfat and where Tzfat I see is becoming, there's 2 different things. Like when I think of Tzfat, I think of mysticism, I think of beauty, I think of cleanliness, like Switzerland, I think of art, culture.
Because you see the pictures.
No, there's like in certain places in Tzfat, you feel Tzfat. And where there's like the quality and then there's the quantity. And where it's heading, where I see, where I'm standing, is more like quantity and not so quality. And it's not preserving so much of what we have, but it's making more of other things. So what I've seen just being here, I live on Rehov, so a lot of the stores and also where people live is the same place. It's all mixed up. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm hearing crazy beeping, loud music. People are taking their trash and throwing it all over the floor. You know, like it's so loud every single night, beeping, and there's no sign saying, you know, no, please after this time, quiet. You know, like it's so, kids are loud. There's like teenagers all over the street. That's one thing. Another thing is that I find that I love that it's people who come here for tourism are looking for the same thing I'm looking for, and I think everybody is here. I mean, you look at is that healing and culture and harmony and, you know, it's tranquility, and that's not necessarily what it's moving towards. It's more moving towards more
Instant.
like a craziness, like it's not commercial and so if we could also preserve like where it's easier for where you told me about people throwing stuff out the window and then they get Tzfat became I worked really hard to try to bring my stuff all the way to, you know, recycling it and stuff like that, but there's no recyclables right next to every garbage. You know, you have to go and I have to put it into my car and I have to run around, and it's very, very difficult. If it's built more to help the people living in Tzfat, to make it easier and to invest in the actual people, like it's proof in the pudding. Like people want to, I believe everybody in this room wants to make a difference, and you know, like wants to build their character and wants their children to like that it should be connected to the harmony of Tzfat. And instead of like building so many of these things, like we can invest in us. We want to make a difference.
Okay.
And so that's really where. Okay, thank you.
It's not a question, it's something to say. I'm with you. And I hope when we make the program of the Middle the same front side, and the rules that how to clean, and when we want quiet, and it's not going to be look more modern, not modern in your side, but more clean and more nice to visit. It's all the rules come with it together. It's going to happen in the next 1 and 2 years. That is going to happen. This program go outside. We must do that because it's the name of Tzfat when people die, when people come in. But a lot of coming here. The problem of Tzfat that people come here for 1 hour and 2 hours and run away. My vision is to let them to stay in Tzfat 1 day. They go to the Zimmer, go to the hotels, go to the places. Everybody that stay more and more and more, we have a lot of more money to the city, and then we want them to see Tzfat. That Tzfat is not 1 day, it's 2 days. So what you see, it's a lot of taglit, birthright that coming, soldiers group, and it's instant. They run, there, it's a lot of noise. When you build the program and everything will be nice, and everything will be with parking and clean, and so all the experience will look different.
I think it's also, I mean, I've been kind of a translator, but I think it's also important, as I'm not a Tzfati, I wasn't born and raised in Tzfat, and came here after my marriage, but there's a very big difference in why a lot of you came to Tzfat versus the people who call themselves, some of them call themselves Tzfati, who grew up in to Tel Aviv kind of as their guiding light. They're not. I think it's also important to be aware of that, and as mayor you have to bridge and try to make sure you're answering different wants of different populations. So while I understand what you're saying and agree with, you know, the tranquility and peaceful, and I live and work in Chicago and Tzfat, and difference between Chicago and Tzfat, and there's something peaceful and special and proud of saying you're living in Tzfat. But you also have to be cognizant of people who grow up here and want Tzfat to be like Tel Aviv. And I think as mayor, it's quite a challenge to try and bridge the gap between different populations and different wants. And so you're able to preserve some, but you also have to answer the needs for, you know, modernism or malls. and commercialism. So I think you have to be cognizant of the different
I mean, the old
populations.
city is very different than the outside of
That's
the,
right.
And I thought that
Okay.
bringing the malls to the commercial area is a great idea.
We're going to wrap it up, people. So let's thank.
Talk to you about ideas that we have.
We don't speak about the election. We have election in the So if you want me strong and you don't want me Swiss from איך אומרים לשחט? To squeeze, you need to vote in two פתקים. One Ilan Shochat, in the second Lamed to the city council. If you put, everybody say, okay, Ilan is nice, we put Ilan, but the city council, we put this guy. Don't do that. Because when you give to this, the other guy, maybe you don't elect him because it's a small group. Maybe he's a nice guy, but it's a small group and your voice going to the garbage. And second, when you give him the note, when I want to take the money to the clean, to the real thing, he sit against me, he don't say clean the city. He say I want to, my population, I need to do that. So if you want me powerful and you want me to take church, give me the two votes. Ilan and Lamed to the Moatza, and also China is in our list. And we hope that in the last time I was the big list in the municipality, 3 votes. And I hope that now it's going to be 4 and maybe 5. It depends if people do the right decision. Thank you very much, I very appreciate it. And everyone wants to meet me, please be in touch with China. You can ask her a question, she asks me everything. You want to meet me on every Friday is Yom Shishi? Every Friday, 11 o'clock. I'm in my campaign headquarters for 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. You can be with us, sit with us. It's near Bituach Leumi, behind the Bezek building, where we start the Briut.
I can give you directions.
Okay? Thank you very much. I must go now to the car. I need to go to the river. Everybody waiting for me there. תודה רבה. בואי תהיה They ask you about the water.
We have a naturally